Hello everyone. So in today's video I am going to discuss about the bullous pemphigoid group of disease. So in the bullous pemphigoid disease what will be happen? So first of all we have to remember that in this it is a immunobullous disease. It is a immunobullous disease. So immunobullous disease. As in the last videos we already discussed about the immunobullous disease. So let's here also I will revise some few points. So in the autoimmune disease, or we can say immunobullous disease, we have the level of split, and the level of split is divided. So there is a classification or on the basis of the level of split we have like intraepidermal and subepidermal. Means in the epidermis, intra means inside the epidermis, so intraepidermal, and the other one is the subepidermal, means below the epidermis layer. So subepidermal there is immune complex will form either inside the epidermis or below the epidermis. Sub means below the epidermis layer, and below epidermis there is dermis layer. So intraepidermal, which we already discussed, that is the pemphigus group of disease. So pemphigus group of disease involved in the intraepidermal. So pemphigus group of diseases, all these are involved in the intraepidermal. While in the subepidermal we have two types. First one is the dermatitis hepatitis, which we already discussed, dermatitis herpetiformis, and the other one that is the pemphigoid group of disease, which we will discuss now. Pemphigoid group of diseases. So please remember here that dermatitis herpetiformis also involve the subepidermal, and pemphigoid group also involve the subepidermal, means below the epidermis there is immune complex will form. So this is the basic which we have to know. Now in the bullous pemphigoid group, first below the epidermis we have the basement membrane, and in basement membrane we have some points like here we have lamina lucida, lamina densa, and sublamina densa is there. And here this is the hemidesmosomes. This region is hemidesmosomes, and in hemidesmosomes we have keratin intermediate filaments. Please remember, in hemidesmosomes we have keratin intermediate filaments. So these are the four zones. So please remember, these are the four zones of the basement membrane. These were the four zones of the basement membrane. First one is the hemidesmosomes, second one lamina lucida, then this one is the lamina densa, and all this is the sublamina densa. Proteins in this part. So please remember, in the sublamina densa we have collagen 7. Please remember, we have collagen 7 protein, collagen 7, that is also known as anchoring fibrils, So these all were the proteins against which immune complex will form. So in the sublamina densa we have collagen 7, in the lamina densa we have collagen 4 and laminin, while in the lamina lucida we have BPAG2 and laminin, while for the HD hemidesmosomes we have keratin 5, because it involves the keratin filaments. So here keratin 5, keratin 14, and BPAG2 and BPAG1 will involve. So these were the proteins which are present in different zones. Like in the hemidesmosomes we have keratin 5, 14 and BPAG2, while in the lamina lucida we also have the BPAG2, while in the lamina densa we have laminin, and sublamina we have collagen 7. So on the basis of these zones we have some defects. Like if there is BPAG1 defect, then it means it is involving the hemidesmosome part, and if there is BPAG2 defect, that it means that it is a lamina lucida defect and it involves the bullous pemphigoid group. So let me write here some points. That classification with defects, with defects. So in the classification with defects, if there is BPAG1 classification, if there is BPAG1 defect, then it is a bullous pemphigoid group. Then it is a bullous pemphigoid group. Pemphigoid group. And also the BPAG2 also we have bullous pemphigoid group, and the other one bullous pemphigoid. Other also like cicatricial pemphigoid. And if it is a IgA mediated, please remember, if it is a IgA mediated defect, then it is known as linear IgA disease in adults, or other we can say that it is a chronic bullous disease of childhood. Chronic bullous disease of childhood. Please remember, it is very important that if there is a IgA mediated, then it is a chronic bullous disease of the childhood. Means from the childhood there is a chronic bullous disease is present. So all these are the classification with defects. Now we have the bullous pemphigoid. Now in the bullous pemphigoid group, here bullous pemphigoid group. Some points we already know that it is a disease of immunobullous disorder. So it is a immunobullous disorder disease. Immunobullous disorder disease. This is the first point which we already know, and it involves the subepidermal layer. So this one is also we already know that it is subepidermal, means below the epidermis. Subepidermal defect is there, and in this the target is the target protein and target antigen. We have to remember that target protein is the hemidesmosomes. Target protein is hemidesmosomes, and the antigen is BPAG2 and BPAG1. These were the targets antigen, BPAG2 and BPAG1. Please remember protein and antigen. But remember here, like in the pemphigus group we have the acantholysis process is there, but here there is no acantholytic processes will be. So please remember that here no acantholysis will be there. No acantholysis will be there. And in the clinical features, as we can see here in this image, the clinical features. So basically the age involvement is 60 to 80 years. 60 to 80 years, and there is, like in this image we can see that there is redness is there, there is inflammation is there maybe. So it's a symptom of pruritus. So there is symptoms of pruritus symptoms will be there. And we can see that here are the bullae is there. We can see easily that there are tense bullae is there, and which have the red basement is there, like red base is there. So tense bulla is there, tense bullae is there on urticaria base, on urticarial base. So when they are ruptured, like if it rupture, then there will be erosion, like itching is there, and when before rupture there will be itching. Means we have to understand that if itching starts, it means that it is going to rupture. So rupture on itching is there, and on erosions it has tendency to heal, but it will not spread. So it is not going to extend. So please remember that it is rupture on itching, and there is erosions will be formed, and these erosions have tendency to heal. So tends to heal, and there is no extension, means there is no extension of these erosions. Please remember that there is no extensions. So it means that if they are not going to spread, so in this image also we can see that their base is the red and bulla is there, and before each when it going to start itching, it means that it is going to be rupture, and it is not going to extend. So it means that in the clinical signs, if we have to write the clinical signs, please remember, in the clinical signs we have to understand that Nikolsky sign is absent, means Nikolsky sign is negative is there. So Nikolsky sign is going to be negative, and there is a bulla spread sign, means bulla spread sign means that on applying the tangential pressure, the bulla is moving into the adjacent area, and it is going to be round and have the regular border. So there is bulla spread sign is there, bulla spread sign. Bulla spread sign, I hope you understand it now, that bulla spread sign means when the tangential pressure is applied on the bulla, it moves to into the adjacent area, but it has the round regular border. Please remember that it has round regular border, round regular border is there. And in 10 to 30% cases, it may be show the oral lesions. In 10 to 30% patients have the oral lesions. Now on the lab profile, what we have to see, so in the lab profile, what we can see, so in the lab profile we can see that there is a Zank smear test. So Zank smear, so in the Zank smear there is no acantholytic cell and eosinophils are present. So please remember that no acantholytic cells, but eosinophils were present, and on the histopathological, on the, this is the Zank smear. Now on the histopathology, what we can see in histopathology, we can see the subepidermal bullae, subepidermal, because it involves the below the epidermis layer, that is subepidermal bullae with eosinophils, Now on the direct immunofluorescence, on direct immunofluorescence, on the direct immunofluorescence, what we can see, there is involvement of IgG. Please remember IgG is there, and C3 deposition is there. IgG and C3 deposition is there on the basement membrane zone. Please remember, on basement membrane zone. And on the immunofluorescence, we can easily see the linear pattern. As we can see here, we can easily see that it is a linear pattern will be there on the immunofluorescence. Now what the treatment we have to give? So for the treatment we have to give the low dose steroids. So low dose steroids, that is systemic steroids can be given, systemic steroids is given, or we can also give the azathioprine, So this is the treatment of the pemphigoid group of disease. Now there is other type of pemphigoid groups. The first one is the other types of pemphigoid group. So in this, first there is pemphigoid gestation. Pemphigoid gestation means during the pregnancy, during the gestation period, this disease will occur, pemphigoid gestation will occur, which is also known as the herpes gestation, It means that in pregnancy we can see the bullous pemphigoid. in pregnancy we see the bullous pemphigoid. So bullous pemphigoid in pregnancy we can see, and initially these bulla will develop around the umbilical area. As we can see in this image that bulla are developed around the umbilical area. So here initially means in starting we can see the periumbilical bullae. Periumbilical bullae means around the umbilical area we can see the periumbilical bullae. Now in this the target antigen. So in this the target antigen is BPAG2. Please remember this, the target antigen in the pemphigoid gestation is BPAG2, previous year question. Now we have another type also, that is the chronic bullous disease. That is the chronic bullous disease, and chronic bullous disease of childhood means from the childhood this disease will be there, and in this we already know that it is a IgA mediated disorder. So it is a IgA mediated disorder. So it is a IgA mediated disorder means sites, what were the sites? So in this the sites were perioral or perineum area. These were the sites, and it is occurs in children less than 5 years. Please remember that it occurs in children less than 5 years. And we can see the annular arrangement, like annular or ring form arrangement of the bulla. So we can see the annular arrangement of vesicles we can see. And annular arrangement of vesicles means that there is cluster of jewel appearance, or we can say the string of pearl appearance. So string of pearl appearance is seen in, please answer me this question, that string of pearl appearance is seen in, the answer is it is seen in the chronic bullous disease of the childhood, in which the IgA mediated disorder, please remember that it is a IgA mediated disorder. So that's all for pemphigoid group. I hope this video will help you. Thank you. Bye bye guys.